Hey, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining me. All right, a little classroom section today, and I want to talk about stability and strength as it relates to lateral pelvic drop and what we're all trying to achieve in our training. And as always, I really appreciate Arna and his willingness and consistency when it comes to sharing video with me. We're always working through some little things, and I mean, he's just really proactive, and I appreciate that. And I encourage all of you to be the same way with regard to your training. But I want to use Arna as an example today because he's got some running video on the treadmill. Let me start and let this video run. He's running at an easy pace now, barefooted, and we were specifically looking at this video to look at pronation on one of the feet. But one of the things that you may notice as you look at this is Arna's got a little bit of a lateral pelvic drop. When he's in left leg stance. Probably more than he would like, actually quite a bit more than he would like. And he's probably a little bit frustrated by that because nobody works harder to create stability through the core and hips than does Arna. And he's been working at it for a lot of years. Here's why I wanted to share this with you. We have, certainly Kurt and I, when we've talked about stability, we have mentioned repeatedly that stability is predominantly neurological. So the ability to maintain stable hips, stable core, and reduce or eliminate lateral pelvic drop is predominantly a function of stability. And that is, as I've stated before, neurological. But in instances where an athlete like Arna, who's really large, big guy, probably 180 to 190 pounds, we've got to remember that running is fundamentally gravity-based. I've said to many runners over the years who were very small in stature or very lightweight, if you were 10 or 15 pounds heavier, you'd probably be injured. I've seen that many times over. Someone who's 100 pounds, 110 pounds, they have a much larger margin of error. And the reality is that someone who's larger or heavier has a smaller margin of error because every time you land, you're landing with 3 to 4 times your body weight. Gravity has that effect, ground reaction forces. So there's a tremendous amount of load on the hips to control that, right? And to stabilize this area. Again, gravity-based, just the way it goes. So one of the things that we can notice with Arna's video, and I pointed this out to him, is his spine is really nice and straight. So even while there is a little bit of lateral pelvic drop, this trunk is stable and is supporting everything really nicely. So he's doing a great job there. So here's the bottom line. And this is what I said to Arna. The reality is when you're larger, there's greater need for not only stability of the hips, right? So this area here, not only does this area need to be more stable, but it fundamentally needs to be stronger. And that's, I guess I'll wrap this video up by saying sometimes strength is the bottom line. It comes back to strength. One of the reasons why I have repeatedly shared rear foot elevated split squat videos with you that I'm doing is to encourage you to keep pushing the loads up in that exercise. Because when you go deeply in a rear foot elevated split squat, you really get into the hip girdle as well as the quads and leg strength. We all need stronger hips on top of stable hips and a stable core. And when I've shared the video with you guys, again, it was to encourage you to keep pushing the weight up. I've been routinely at 75 to 90% of my body weight. So when I do that exercise, I'm moving on average between 120 and 140 pounds, and I weigh 165 on average. So if you want to have the strength to give yourself a larger margin of error, that's one exercise where you can get it. And this is definitely where Arne needs to be, because he hasn't rung that exercise out to the degree that he can. And that was one of the things that I encouraged him to focus on, and we'll focus on that moving forward. And I think that will help him a lot, because the reality is he just needs, at the end of it all, strength is what it comes back to. Of course, stability needs to be in place first. But sometimes just being stronger is what matters. All right, hope this helps.